Hey, Planeswalkers, Mithras here. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. Today, hot off the press, we got a new #1 Mythic deck for you. So pretty excited about this. Hats off to the fella. We'll get there in a minute. So just hold your horses. But before we do so, go ahead and check out this deck. It was the fastest one, I believe, to that hot #1 spot and coveted spot here right out of the gates for the October 2020 season. Just want to say thank you as always. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Like the video if you like it. You can also like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch to stay up to date on content like this. All right, Planeswalkers, so what deck do we have and who is this fiend? Well, we have a mono green deck. So a lovely mono green stompy deck here. We've covered this player a few times before in the past, so hats off. That would be Rumpty. So Rumpty did this in one clean fell shot in about 5 hours with this deck, which is very impressive. Best of 3, they did it as well. And I think they went, let me check here, 24-4 overall, so that tops them off at an 86% win rate. Very, very impressive in best of 3. Additionally, I'll just say in terms of the meta right now, this deck tends to aggregately produce slightly above 50%, like a 52 to 55% win rate in best of 1, and then is higher in the best of 3 realm right now, roughly around 60+%. So very, very interesting. Couple stats there for you to non, but again, hats off to Rumpty. Congratulations in this quick feat. I know, and I think this was a first for you as well, potentially. So love covering your stuff, and we'll go from here. So Planeswalkers, just want to say this deck list is available down below for you, so you'll have access to it right away. Let's go ahead and talk through it. We'll cover some of the newcomers here with rotation, as well as the Zendikar Rising cards. And then additionally, just want to talk through the main board here, best of 3 sideboard, and then talk about how to side, and then we'll go into our matches. Again, the ladder reset. I'm currently playing in Platinum, so we're going to take this lovely Mythic deck into Platinum. This is what, day 2? Day 3, I think day 2 maybe, of October. So Rumpty, good for you to be able to spare 5 hours of your time. But here we are, Planeswalkers, and let's hop into it. So as I said quickly here, a couple of the newcomers. Again, Mono Green Stompy is the shell. So for those of you that are new, this revolves on playing big creatures with single mono green, and it's Stompy because typically it involves trample. So let's go ahead and take a look. So we've got Swarm Shambler. So Swarm Shambler here is a newcomer from Zendikar Rising. This creature enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. Whenever a creature we control with a +1/+1 counter becomes a target of a spell an opponent controls, so not ours, we may create a 1/1 green insect creature token, and we can pay 1 and tap and put a +1/+1 counter on Swarm Shambler, so it can get bigger. We got Stonecoil Serpent here, a very common card in terms of our Throne of Eldraine. We have Primal Might still available from M21. Now, this is a little interesting in this shell. This wasn't typically played in the past, I would say, but now Nessian Hornbeetle does have a role here. So we gain, again, a +1/+1 whenever we have a creature 4 or greater. Now, this pairs really well with Swarm Shambler, so that's one of the reasons why you do see this in the deck. Additionally, because it can keep getting bigger. We'll cover that here in a second. Next, we got Scavenging Ooze. This is still, in my opinion, a staple one. The ability to get a +1/+1 counter, get a growing creature. Additionally, some life gain back is really, really healthy and important for us in this deck. Now, Euro is gone, so post-ban, maybe not as powerful in terms of exiling stuff out of the graveyard, but against cards like the Phoenix, in terms of mono red, there's still going to be some things that you can pull back or get rid of, and then also good old Kroxa from the Rakdos shell. Next, we have Lovestruck Beast. We also now begin to see Garruk's Harbinger here to become more common. This has protection from black, but when we do damage with this creature, we get to look at the top cards of our library for that amount of damage, and then we may reveal a creature card or a planeswalker card from among them, put it into our hand, and put the rest in the bottom of our library. So that's going to be really important here with Garruk. Next is a very, very nice newcomer here. So 1, it's a modal land. 2, we got a 3-drop creature that's +2/+2. Gets pretty big, pretty nasty, pretty fast. We have Yorvo here, so we have more copies of Yorvo than in the past. Generally, the older version did not run a 3 of in terms of Yorvo, so we do have that. We have our lovely Gem Raiser here, so this is still very important. This is going to be important in the current meta, particularly still with Temur Adventures and Omnath Adventures deck that you guys can go check out that I just posted yesterday. So that was the #1 deck coming out of the end of the season, the new version of what Omnath looked like, where we mashed Omnath and Adventures together. Next we have Garruk. So this was in the one that I ran last season. I believe this was in there. Then we have Vivian again from Ikoria. Now here is another really interesting new card. So this is another modal land. Now it allows us to look at the top 7 cards of our library. We may put a creature card from among them on the battlefield. If that card has converted mana cost 3 or less, we may add 3 +1/+1 counters, and then put the rest in the bottom of our library in any random order. And if you look at what this deck has and how it's set up, that pretty much what we're going to pull is something less than 3, unless you want to pull Gem Raiser here. So that's a big call out. And then obviously Great Henge. I love this card. It's probably one of my favorites, particularly from Throne of Eldraine. I'm a huge fan, and glad to see it here again. So with that said, we're running 19 lands, but we do have a additional 8. Which rounds out to a nice 27 if my math's right. So lots of playables, lots of things that we can do here, which is going to be very important for us. So that, my friends, is the main deck. We will play this particular version also for best of 1 today. Let's go ahead and talk about the sideboard for best of 3. So first we got Chainweb Arachner. This is interesting. So first, this has reach. When it enters the battlefield, it deals damage equal to its power to target creature with flying and opponent controls. This is important because minus anything in here, we don't have any fights unless we have Primal or Stonecoil in terms of the ability to have reach. So we have to be a little bit cognizant of that. Chainweb Arachner helps us fill that. Additionally, when it escapes, we can add 3 +1/+1 counters, which pairs really nicely with Swarm Shambler. So I would play this against, if you do run into Azor's Flyers, I'd run this against the Is It Spells deck. So that's going to be very important for you too. You guys can check out that. I did do one of those as well. Next here we have Run Afoul. So target opponent sacrifices a creature with flying. So again, very important. This is to help out against the Flyers. So again, you can see where this importance and some of the similar styles is going to come into play. Additionally, there's that white deck or white cards that run in Jeskai, also mono white, as well as some of the other synergies that's got the 4/4 angels. You may want to run these against those decks as well. Additionally, we have Ram Through. So this is a great card. This is what I was talking about, the direct damage. You're going to want to play this when you need to take things off the board and get those creatures off. So again, any of the Flyers that may dodge, this is going to be good. This is going to be good against your mono red decks. You're going to want to pick those creatures off relatively fast so they can't get Embereth, not Ember Shieldbreaker, sorry. Our favorite lovely Embercleave, not Shieldbreaker. And additionally, this is going to be really helpful for you against the Omnath decks to pick those guys off the board. Next, we have Garruk's Harbinger. So again, we have 2 already. I would run this against decks playing black. So this is going to be the Sultai Control. This is going to be Dimir. Dimir Flash decks. This will also be the Rogues deck. Those are all good ones for you there. Chainweb, Arachner, Run a Foul, and Ram Through are also going to be good cards against the Rogues decks. That's how you're going to pick a lot of those guys off. Next, we got Okami, Adversary. Where would I play this? One, in the mirror match, it's going to be really important. Again, that gives us that 2-drop less cast. We got Death Touch, and then if we do damage, we get some draw. I like it in that space. You could play this against some of the creature decks as well if you'd wanted. That could be a good option. But we do have a good balance as well. And then lastly, we have another Vivian Monsters Advocate. So first off here, we get to see that top card of our library anytime. Additionally, we may cast creature spells from the top of our library, which is very lovely. We can create a 3/3 green beast creature token with reach or vigilance on it or a trample. And then lastly, whenever we cast our next creature spell, we may search our library for a card with lesser converted mana cost, put it on the battlefield and shuffle our library. So a nice cascade effect. Lots of things. This is great against creature decks. This is great against Omnath longer term matches, especially the Feldar version, not necessarily the Adventures version from a token battle perspective. Something to think about, and build your board there as well. All right, Planeswalkers, how would I address this in terms of sideboarding? So a couple things here. We are running a lot of lands in our deck. I would potentially look to cut there. And then additionally, in some of these other areas, we are very heavy on the 3-drops. I like keeping the 2-drop space. If I would look to optimize, I would maybe look in this space slightly in terms of what I want to begin to move in here. I do always like Swarm Shambler. Again, from a situational, Stone Coil is going to be good to pump and have reach. And again, we also have our lovely Gem Razor here if we need reach. So we got a lot of good coverage, things that you can think through and move around. I would maybe look to cut 2 of these, Turn Timber, Symbiosis. I really like what it does. However, at the same point, from a value perspective, what you could do is you could cut some lands and run more of these, but you just gotta be careful. You can run into problems with in my opinion, the algorithms when you when you have less lands, because I don't think they're counting those anyway. But anyway. With that said, Planeswalkers, that is a mouthful. I'm super excited to play this mono green deck. I've been waiting for it. I finally was able to finish off the list here today. And additionally, I've been able to finish off a lot of my deck lists. So get prepared, stay in touch, stay in tune, because we got a lot of decks coming your way. But with that said, let's go ahead and hop into some competitive matches here. I would say Mythic. But unfortunately, we do got a little bit of ways to go. It is day 2, I think. Day 1 for October, but day 2 for the season, or day 1.5. So let's go ahead. We're going to play with our mono green deck here by Rumpty. Again, congratulations, Rumpty, on the coveted #1 spot this fast on the gates. Last here, before we take a look at our match against Polaroid, my friends, just want to say thank you as always. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, if you like the video, please like it. You can also like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch, stay up to date on content like this. So I like this. I think this is going to be a good start. I'm going to start with Swarm Shambler here, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so we may have a Rogues deck. We could have an Esper deck. I'm actually going to make our friend bigger here. I'm expecting, there we go, something that was going to push back, and that's exactly what we got. I'm gonna get aggressive and see if they get a block. There we go. So good old Dimir Rogues deck. So ideally, we are going to hope that we get a land here, and if we can get Vivian on the board, that's going to be really big for us. There we go. We'll create our creature. We're going to go reach, and then we'll see if they trade. So good news there. Obviously we can see the top of our deck. We got our Primal Might.
Diversity is our greatest strength.
We'll swing in, see if we can bait something. All right, we'll hold that for now. We'll do down 2. Boom, there we go. We got a Dimir Rogue deck check in best of 1. Very, very nice. Worked out well. On to our second best of 1 match here with our number 1 Mono Green Stompy deck by Mr. Rumte. All right, looking good, feeling good. Great way to start our day. All right, a cat 7. So I like this. We got lands, we got a 1, we're first, we got Vivian, we're gonna keep it. And we're gonna go. We're gonna go for it. Oh yeah, and I'm playing my Gabos here, so that they may think we're playing mono red. Look at that imperfection on my deck shuffle. How terrible. How terrible, my friends. Uh-oh. A cat 7, what are you doing? We want to play. I like the hand. There we go. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Probably could have attacked in there. I'm going to slow play it slightly. I actually just want to get Shambler a little bit bigger and take the risk. I will trade. So a couple things here. I'll play the 5/5. Then we got to make a decision if we want to change up here with our friend or not. Ooh, we got Horn Beetle. We're gonna do some damage, not go on the defensive. My guess is because they dropped those 3, probably have Embercleave, to be honest. So we just gotta be aware of that. We will do that, and we will do that. So there's the cleave. Here's our 5. There we go. Vigilance.
Every day is a new mutation.
We need to keep the pressure on. Good news is we can play Scavenging, and we can get a pretty big creature here with what they have in their graveyard and what we have as well. So this is only going to be 2 damage. We'll block this guy. That's unfortunate. We'll still get our guy back. Does that give him vigilance? Could do that. I think having the other body though is more important right now. So we're gonna do that. So they need lethal. There we go. We got it. Mono red check. So both 2 key decks in best of 1 that we took down today. So that's pretty good for us. I will take that. It's a big win. I like mono green over mono red. Dimir can be tricky. If it's more burn on mono red, I like the mono red matchup better than Dimir sometimes. So, all right, on to our third and final match here. We're gonna go to traditional standard ranks. So again, there's that 4-color Omnath deck you guys can check out and play our best of 3. So again, thank you so far, Planeswalkers. Appreciate it. Please feel free to support the channel by subscribing down over there. Additionally, if you like the video so far, feel free to like it. You can also like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch to stay up to date. Wow, we're actually hitting it off pretty good. 3 for 3 in first turns, which has not been my luck lately. So I am very happy about that. And now we get a pair of Swarm Shamblers. And if we can get 2, we're gonna get a bunch of tokens. We're just gonna keep making some bigger guys. So until we see what they have. There we go. We will do this. I'm going to go to. Okay, so we'll pay 1. Make this guy a little bit bigger. Because I know he can't flash in on that. Well, he can, sorry. He or she can, Alana can flash in here. But based off that play, we figured that they didn't have it. Oh boy. Now we gotta play this one a little bit differently. We're gonna get bigger. Ooh. So good thing I waited, because they would have absolutely countered that. So we'll pump in 8 damage. Temple of Deceit. Oh, just kidding. We'll see. Choices, choices, choices. Ghostly Pilferer. Could attack and discard a card. I'm going to swing with the team. So force block. Hopefully we can drop the Great Henge. can get it on the board. That's more important. Additionally, I have lethal on the board. So we'll see what they do here. Ah, there you go. So there's lethal. If I can't double block, there you go. Good old Zareth. Gonna block both though. And we'll get plenty of damage next turn. Well, we are definitely going to block. Sorry. They might be trying to fool us, but that's okay. I'm still going to block with Love Struck, so it is what it is. And again, each of these got a +1/+1 from Great Henge, which is very important, because that will still hit Swarm Shambler. Just like that. And we can block here. There we go. Oops. Oops, oops, oops. Alright, so protection from black. So we are definitely pulling in Garruk. I also like to pick some of these things off the board. Again, just kind of my preference here. So I'm going to grab a couple of Ram Throughs. Vivian's worked out nicely for us as well. So I'm going to add Vivian. I'm going to drop 1 Euro. I like the Swarm. Stone Coil I still like. Horn Beetle's working out pretty well. Scavenging Ooze is working out well, so we got to drop 6. Again, we got some lands. I'm going to drop 1 land. Maybe 1 Kazandu, which I do like, and 1 Turn Timber. So it gives us 63. So 6, 18, 24 lands is pretty good. I'm going to drop... I still like the lower end of the curve here against this deck. Drop 1 Love Struck. And... maybe 1 there and go like that. So I like that mix a little bit better. So we'll do that. So let's go ahead and hop into it here. This one wouldn't be bad either, because of the flying. I might do that actually. We'll add 2 of those guys in. Let me think here. Stone's still good. Maybe we go 1 less Ram Through. maybe we go 2 less ram through. Yeah, we'll try that. So I've decided to go chain web because I got a bunch of 1/1s on the flying space. They also have more than that, you know. So if we bring them back in from the graveyard, we can absolutely pop the Nighthawk. Additionally, here we go. We like this. And we'll see how it goes. So they have, there we go, Thieves Guild. We'll put some pressure on. Lots of taking out my creatures very, very early on. I don't know about that, but they don't have much of a choice, do they? Now, if they double cast these, which they can do, that's going to give them a very, very nice pop in terms of lethal, or 3/2. I'm going to let them do that because I have another Yorvil here. So I am okay with that. Now, I will swing in. Because we'll get a 5/5 off Kazandu anyway. So I'm okay with that. They're still going for it. Still going for it. Now, we haven't lost any of our fight stuff. We haven't lost quite a few things. And they're almost out of thieves, which I'm okay with. They may have a counter spell here. There it is. Doing that over Guruk. There we go. There's the other one. Alright, no more counter spells at the moment. So we can try Guruk next turn. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. But we are getting Guruk on the board.
I love the smell of my Packs always
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna wait for land and we're gonna go dig.
out of our way.
And hopefully they don't have a counter here. But we are gonna go. Oh. We'll grab Corvo. I was hoping that we could have got.
I'll hunt elsewhere.
This is gonna hurt. So 12. So swing in, they'll be at 24. We'll do 3. They'll be at 21. Do we have 21 damage next turn? That's 6. We got 14. We got a ways, so we have to swing in. Have to put pressure. So that gives us a better clock. So we're sitting. So they're even on damage right now. I need to get a fight, or I could get my Arachnid guy. That would be good. Fortunately, they didn't mill him in. That's the other reason why you want to play that against this deck when they're milling. You can obviously recover your graveyard there. So here's Zarek. Zarek, yeah. How are we doing on time? Plenty of time. I'm gonna see what we get for one more. It's gonna be a problem now that they got our own guys. I think we're in trouble. Even with a fight, they got lethal. 9. Not gonna be able to block enough. All right, let's go to the next one. We got a little bit more time to board here. So let's grab Vivian. We want Garuk. Oh, I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I didn't submit fast enough, so I actually didn't get my sideboard in there. That's a problem. That is a problem. We'll do all these. So 71. So what do we want to drop? Let's drop 1, 2, 3, 4. That still gives me 19, 20, 23 lands. That's too aggressive. We'll go like that. I like that. We'll drop a couple of those. I think I need to keep him. I like all that. I like all that. I might drop Nessian because we're good in this really low end here. Drop 1 Yorvo. I'm gonna drop Primal Might actually. 2 of those, because that evades the death touch for us. So all right, here we go. 19 plus 6, 25 lands, and a lot of the other things. So again, miss. That was a miss. I didn't realize that because we ran out of time, that I did not get my sideboard in. So I should have looked closer at what they were milling, but this time I think, oof. Minus this actual like no land hand. I do have these. I am gonna mulligan. I like this better. There we go. Double up on the Swarm Shamblers. So we can make him a 6. So they can't counter. They don't have enough mill. So they can maybe kill. There you go. Which still gets our guy in for us. Very, very aggressive. I'm gonna keep cranking so I can get that great henge in there. There we go. So hopefully, they got drawn and locked though. We'll try it. If they, oh, they're gonna get us. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We got something else going on there. We're gonna need reach then.
We will adapt.
We're not gonna move into it. There we go. And don't forget, we can play from the top of our library here still. And we will double block on one. We'll take 3 damage.
I'd like you to meet my friend, Stompy.
All right, we're good here. We can block thieves. Then we can do ram through on our next reach creature. Yeah, if they caught that one. So we can drop Great Henge too.
Diversity is our greatest strength.
Now, they can't, there's not going to be a flyer in there. If they do pop a guy in, we'll swap on Shambler, but we're good. Ooh.
I call, and Decoria answers.
Back off and let nature. I like to think big.
All right, sitting good. We still got Ram through, so we'll be able to take his Nighthawk off next turn. So they're better off attacking in. There, they got two of them now. Oh, here we go. That's gonna be nice. Let's see here. Guess we could have made Yorvo real big and then use that if we had wanted. We're gonna go reach.
We will adapt to any threat.
Give it to our vigilance guy.
They're a stampede of one.
All right, board is built. They could exile evens. I still got reach though with Arachnar there. We're sitting okay. Boom, we did it. 2-1 against a Rogues deck. So very, very healthy today with our Mono Green deck. Congratulations again, Rumpty, on the #1 spot. Love it, as always. Always a big fan of Mono Green. So with that said, Planeswalkers, let's go ahead and take a look at the deck here and see what we got going on. And again, this is the #1 deck by Rumpty. First one, I believe, this season. So October season here, less than 24 hours to hit #1. So with that said, here's what we got going on. Again, the deck list. Here's what you got in the deck. The deck list is available for you down below in the description, so you have access to it. Questions, comments, please ask. Always happy about gameplay questions, about deck questions, things that you want to sideboard in, out, those kinds of things, based off your playing style. Again, here's the sideboard as well. There we go. And then lastly here, as always, Planeswalkers, I just want to say thank you. I truly, deeply appreciate your support. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, if you did like the video, please like it. You can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch, stay up to date on content like this. All right, Planeswalkers, that concludes what we have today with this awesome #1 Mono Green deck. Performed well in best of 1 and best of 3 with a clean sweep 3-0. Very excited about that against some powerful decks too. So with that said, we'll see you again soon. You stay safe. Mithras out. And until next time, Planeswalkers, we'll be back with some more decks.